Greetings, everybody. How are you space doing on this space evening 1 space year later?
One space year later.
Space!
It has literally been almost a calendar year since we last did some manifests, and it's time we get back to our crew. How are you guys doing?
The passage
Still rocking that severe injury, but doing okay.
Been smoking a lot of cloves.
I like to imagine you guys have been in a holding pattern for a year, like your characters have just been sitting there, just in real time, waiting for you guys to tell them what to do.
It's
I
just
process time, but I am not frozen.
That's a throwback.
So elements are probably the best.
As is my sacred duty as keeper, I will throw down some context for you guys. We had Puppy Crew, led by Fajitski in the attempt to save Puppy's life, which was successful. You guys also, as a team, repelled the attackers that were surrounding Ronaldo at his compound. And in gratitude, Ronaldo has come forth with gifts, unspecified loot that he throws at your feet. There's a little bit of blood on it as well. So you guys see what looks to be an assortment of cyber or biomods. And Ronaldo says, it would be really bad to put them in right now, but this is what I can do. This is my art for you, my friends.
It's beautiful. What is the voice? One more time. It's beautiful.
There's Jesse.
It's beautiful.
And you are not human, are you
And
not?
she sticks one in.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Which one do you stick in?
I choose perception.
Perception. So
Yeah.
what does that say?
You can choose a type of information. You can receive sensory data about it when you focus. The more specific the type of information, the more detailed the data collected.
You said it's like a sensor?
Yeah. There's so much data I want.
Yeah.
But I would like it to be something with the blue guys.
So maybe radio or like
I was thinking like
ship emissions
because
or
we don't have like signal.
right to the outside world. The sector
Yeah.
net has been taken down.
Like just in general, anything about like where spacecrafts can be launched in and out. Like that hub, whatever that escape route for planes and ships would be, maybe.
Okay, I love that. How about the sort of radar or sonar that ships or vehicles use to communicate with each other, to air traffic control?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but
Awesome.
but so that I'm clear, not like radio.
No, I think it is a little bit more than radio. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
not exactly radio, but
navigational, like
Yeah.
GPS type stuff for ships and stuff. That'll be extremely useful.
yeah, that's what I want.
Ronaldo's like, oh.
I start dusting it off.
I can. What did they have a symbol, right?
Sorry?
They have a symbol, right? The blue guys.
Oh, yeah.
The blue star?
The blue stars. Yeah, the blue
I
star.
tell I
outfit.
wanted this one because of the little star on it. I think it might be pretty useful. Feels good. How's it look?
It looks great.
Start swishing. Swish.
Swish, swish.
Model it. Yeah.
Fashionable.
So for Jesse, as a robot, you can implement these things immediately. But for our flesh-based friends, implementing a biomod quickly is not a desirable thing. There will be a consequence. But if you wanted to take like significant amounts of downtime, I'm talking like multiple days to a week, you would be able to implement these cybernetic mods without any kind of problem. But which one do you guys pick? Or do you just pick... there was also a choice of 1 asset's worth of platinum.
Abraham's going through the pile and everything, and I think he pulls up something that's also in the realm of perception type stuff. But this one would be more of like a scanner of biomass things that would essentially be helpful when he is assessing all his little critters that he enjoys so much. Something to help him collect data about those and perhaps retain that data better.
So that would be helpful in looking for whatever wildlife you might encounter, whether it's plant, animal, or the weird-ass alien analogs of those 2 things.
Yeah.
Awesome. Are you going to plug it in right now?
No, I will take it with me to be installed at a later date.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, because I'm not... Since I'm already fairly injured, I'm not going to rush anything else right now, but I will take that with me and say, thank you very much there, friend.
You are very welcome, my friend. Those fucking minor and severe injuries look real bad.
Yeah, well, they're not the best, but if he looks at them, they actually are, like, patching themselves up. Because I have the regeneration trait.
You cannot put in more than 1 mod. If you already have healing factor mod, it's not good. It will hurt you.
Oh, it's not a mod there, friend.
He's a little creepy. We don't know. I don't know.
How
Would you like to
interesting.
share? Would you like to share?
Well, I don't know that this is maybe the best time. We still got some business to attend to. Maybe on the ride I can explain a little more if it'll put you all at ease.
I will pass out very soon from the pain and painkillers.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Dr. Fajitski, what
Yeah.
can I give to you?
I'll take the platinum.
Great. What was it? I lost the accent. What is it?
No, that was
That was
Yeah.
it.
You were it?
Yeah,
was it.
I'll
What
take
is
the
this?
fucking, what's it, the platinum there? That's it.
Please take it.
Yeah, I'll take the platinum, and then what's that? What's that in the corner there? Is that another mod? Got mods in here? Alright, I'll take the platinum.
Awesome. So you
Yeah,
have
platinum.
for you,
Yeah,
straight from Glies.
thank you.
If you need nothing else from me, I will go lie down for maybe 2 or 3 weeks.
All
All right,
right.
there. Stay safe there, man.
Reasonable.
Say no to drugs, okay?
I will say the same thing that I have said to drugs consistently.
Think about where you are right now and where you want to be, okay? How about that? How about that? Compromise.
inspire him?
Yeah,
So this is your move, inspire.
sure. 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 3.
As a doctor,
Plus-
I highly recommend a lot of drugs all the
3
time.
plus. It's
I mean, it's a 5, so it's
5.
still.
I'm going to make a note card that I'm going to call
Oh no.
Hard Move Pool
Oh no.
and put 1 tick in there. I don't think he's very inspired.
Okay.
But he says, thank you for your concern and for your help earlier.
Always.
What do
You
you
know, you
guys-
always got a pal in old Jess.
And you got a friend in me.
Oh, yes! Thank you! Thank you, Leitess!
There it is.
What are you guys doing, space friends?
Well, we were gonna go check out the cache, right? Because we passed that over on our way here.
Darn tootin'.
Yeah.
I pointed that
That's
to you.
right there.
But you were driving a ship, so yeah. We
Yeah.
should go back there.
I'm down for some cash.
Yeah.
Cachet.
Cache. Yeah,
Go check that out.
if you recall, it was about a click south of Gideon's Rest itself,
Great.
and an unmarked sort of stone outcropping that Jesse found the coordinates for on Alcor's wiped hard drive back in town.
We're going to go to there.
You're going to go there. Got it, Bill Clinton. And you... So you jump in the wagon and you head off into the early afternoon, the setting sun of Glie 667B. All right. Moisture Farm crew. We got Margaret Lee and we got Bull. The smoldering wreckage of Reno's fucked up face and ship and bio splats everywhere sits about 100 yards away. Remind everybody, you have cleared the bunker that was at Carlisle's Moisture Farm. You have a pallet full of water there. What are you guys doing?
Well, I guess we should go get the rest of the people.
Okay.
Do you feel anything from whatever you just did? Because I'm feeling a whole lot of something.
What are you feeling?
I don't really know.
How do you not
Mainly,
know what you are feeling?
It's a mix of situations like anger, like I'm really mad, and fear and a little bit of nostalgia.
What is nostalgia?
It's just like remembering things from way, way long time ago.
How do you remember things from way, way long time ago?
It's like little memory chips in your head.
How do you get memory chips in your head?
They're just kind of there. You want some of mine?
Yes.
Okay.
How do I get them?
I'll tell you one. You can kind of keep it. One time when my dad had just died and I was by myself with Wilbur and he was dead and I had to fix him up, I used to sing Davy Crockett to myself because it was me and my daddy sing. Do you know that song, Davy Crockett?
No.
We hear it as the scene changes.
I kind of changed the words because I was kind of scared because I was by myself, but you know how it goes.
No,
Eh.
I expressly said I do not know how it goes.
Okay. Well, after I sing it, you can always know how it goes. But it's my version, Margaret Lee version.
Margaret Lee, Davy Crockett.
No, just Margaret Lee.
Margaret Lee.
In the late new century, eyes arose, adding machines to the new country woes. Now robot fixing is something she knows, so she shoulders her hammer and away she goes. Margaret, Margaret Lee, the girl who doesn't know fear. Margaret, Margaret Lee, queen of the new frontier.
Margaret Lee, this is the story of your hometown. It's the story of how you left Earth, and it is the story of how you lost your father. We're in your garage in town in Platte County, Wyoming. You've spent the morning here, leaving your father and your trusty horse back at the ranch. Who are the two people with you? Name them and describe them in 3 words. Point out people at the table who are going to play them.
Oh no! In my garage?
You're in your garage so you're in your garage in town. What's the name of your town? Because I know the county is Platte County, Wyoming, and I think you and your father had a ranch outside of town, if I remember correctly, had a garage in town.
Yes.
Because you had to hide it from your dad then.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're in your garage in town with 2 friends.
Pork City.
Pork City? Great.
Yeah.
Pork City,
And it was
Platte County, Wyoming.
Platte
A lot of jokes
County.
to be made in Pork City.
No, it was the best barbecue you've ever had,
Yep.
and it was finger licking good
You're looking good in Pork City.
in Pork City. And I was in the garage with Norma Ray, who was my best friend, Sarah. Should have made
Yes!
noise.
That was the part I was going to try out. Oh my god.
It worked out.
Oh my god.
And Jimmy Lee, who was my sweetheart, Jonah. It can't be you.
Give me 3 descriptors of Jimmy Lee and 3 descriptors of Norma Ray.
Jimmy Lee was the handsomest boy you'd ever seen. He had gold curls on the top of his head and little freckles all across his nose and one missing tooth, a canine, but it was cute.
Canine.
And he sounds like...
Well, all
Don't
right.
fuck him up, Jonah. Sorry, dude.
I reckon he's like this. Is that all right?
Yeah, we can take it.
All right.
And Norma Ray.
Norma Ray had red hair and it was braided on the top of her head all the time with a bunch of wildflowers in it that we used to pick behind the garage because I used to try to grow things, but they always died. And she was really short. She always had a hole in her petticoat.
What does that mean?
Like you were always ripping up your dresses.
Perfect.
So if you...
Pork
That's what
County,
I
it could
thought
mean
it
many
meant.
things.
Oh, true. You guys are in Margaret Lee's garage. You've spent the morning here, Margaret Lee, leaving your father and your trusty horse back at the ranch. This is what you know.
Okay.
Martial law has been declared in Platte County. There's something going on. Soldiers in blue have set up barricades on the main roads. Everyone's been instructed to remain indoors and wait for soldiers to evacuate them. Shots have been heard earlier today. This morning, a huge firefight erupted at Sloan and Rama's place on the edge of town. Nobody's heard from them since. They were loners. People would say in their classic small-town way that they were drug addicts. But I think you remember that they were scientists of some sort, possibly physicists. Andrew, I would like you to play this news anchor as the TV channel turns on. And Joe Cash, if you could play
This is so
a
cool.
national security advisor.
Love it.
Hell
yeah.
Cold read.
Cold read it up.
This is cool.
This is
I hate
gonna
cold
get
reads
you.
so
No,
much.
dude, you're so good at that. Hey, you're a news anchor.
And Earthside, we have an update on the situation in Wyoming. Joining us this evening is National Security Advisor from the Western Hemisphere, John Chum. Mr. Chum, thank you for joining us.
Great to be here, Camden.
Platte County, Wyoming. Is there an end in sight?
Well, we hope so. This morning's raid was a resounding success, and hopefully one that brings this conflict closer to a resolution.
The raid. Your people uncovered a communist-linked bomb factory. Is that correct?
Right. Among our findings were almost 1 ton of fissionable frisbee material. Material that we believe was intended for the construction of nuclear weapons.
Disturbing.
Disgusting.
Do we have any clearer picture of the people responsible for the string of terrorist attacks in Platte?
Well, our investigation is in its early stages. Some of the materials recovered today tie these commies to the KKK, FARC, neo-Nazis, and even a child trafficking ring. There's no telling how deeply Platte has been infiltrated.
What kind of response from Washington can we expect in the coming days? If Marxists are involved, are we looking at another Pittsburgh situation?
All I can say is that this administration hopes to resolve the situation quickly, bloodlessly. We urge all law-abiding citizens of Platte County to obey their eviction notices and cooperate with Commander Whitley to ensure a seamless relocation.
And for our viewers in Nebraska, maybe invest in heavy-duty sunglasses. Mr. Chum, thanks so much.
Always a pleasure, Camden.
Oh my god.
That was better than I possibly
I'm
could
not
have
wearing
hoped.
pants, but I'm behind a desk.
Was Camden played by Chip Huxley?
Maybe.
I love Chip.
This is very Cade Maiden.
That was so funny.
So you guys just heard a bunch of people on TV claim that your home county and town has been overrun by communist, Nazi, KKK child traffickers.
God.
Y'all know who we need. Davy Crockett, home on the frontier.
I'm so, was that the real news? That wasn't like a...
Davy.
Jimmy Lee goes and looks out the window.
Like I said,
Don't be stupid, Jimmy Lee.
I think everybody. Okay, yeah, I think it's like what it's one of those scenes, you know, where in World War II movies where it's like everybody knows something's coming, so they batten down all the hatches. There might be a few people like sort of pointedly like disobeying like the curfew that's been put in place. Yeah, but like definitely far off in the distance there are air sirens, and I think Jimmy Lee, if you crane your head out a dangerous degree, you can see that far down on I-68 there looks to be some sort of barricade or block setup.
Oh yeah, we gotta either barricade ourselves in or get the hell out, but we gotta make a choice.
Well, I gotta go home.
All right, well let's get you home then.
Well, what are you guys gonna do?
Well, we'll go with you.
Cock my rifle.
Whoa, Nerve Chief!
Darling, it's time.
Oh, shit.
And I raise up my skirts. We gotta get you home.
Yeah, look, where you go, I'm going, Margaret.
Forever.
Of course.
All right, it's time. We'll get you two hitched after we get out. All right.
I think you've got a couple cars you're working on in the garage, a couple commissions, anything you can imagine. I don't think you guys are ignorant of the blockades and barricades that have been set up. I think it's been slow and insidious what's been happening in the town, but now it is kicking off. With that in mind, you understand that on the other end of the barricades on 68 is towards where your father's ranch and Wilbur are.
Oh, shit.
So
you guys are in town, like the tiny little dusty, Main Street.
Okay, you guys stay in the garage, and I'll figure it out. But I've got to go check on my daddy.
Well, Margaret,
We'll just come with you.
No, you guys can't come with me.
Why not?
It's on the other side.
So,
Honey, we're tighter than you. Whoa, got real southern.
I loved it.
Honey, I don't know, honey, we're tighter than butter on a biscuit to you. We're going with you.
Well, are you sure?
of course.
Hell yeah, I got real southern for you just
You
then.
really did. All right, well, I have cars.
Well, we can get off toward that end of town, and then we can just, if we gotta go off the highway, if we gotta, hoof it for a little ways, we can do that. We don't have to take the main road where they got it barricaded. We can figure out another way out.
Oh, okay. We can go behind Giuseppe's farm on the backside and cut across.
Great, let's do that.
Okay.
We'll just, we'll keep it quiet.
But I'm driving.
Of course you are.
I'm the better driver.
Hell yeah. So you guys, what do you jump in? Describe the car, the truck that you're jumping in. It's like a Ford pickup or something, I assume.
Yeah, I assume it's like a really old, army truck. It's just kind of been something that I'm trying to, start modding on.
Sure. I don't think you have yet.
Yeah, it's just, my next project.
You have all your, iron plates and, your various things that you've been working on in your garage off to the side, but not on this chassis quite at the moment.
Yeah.
And
So, do we know, what this, is there flags hanging out? Do we have a...
what, who this
Of the
occupying
enemy,
force
yeah.
is? So I think on the screen for a moment there was a picture of the commander, as John Chum, the National Security Advisor for the Western Hemisphere, pointed out, that Commander Sidney Whitley is in charge of the town right now, and which we would all know from Manifest Times is the same person that is laying siege to Gideon's Rest. As far as what the soldiers have been wearing and stuff,
I'm just...
let me
just be straightforward with you. Do we have the star logo yet?
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
I would like to find anything like paint
Oh, nice.
in the garage.
Margaret's garage
Spray
is
paint.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then slap a star on the truck.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's why you're the brightest in school, Norma Jean.
Oh, honey. And I slap her butt. Let's get in.
As you get on in, Margaret Lee is driving, and you head back out onto town. So you said you were going to start driving past Giuseppe's farm?
I imagine, correct me if I'm wrong, but that there's probably like blockage on the main road.
Yes.
So there's like Giuseppe's, which is an old saloon in town, and we're going to go on the back side of it because there's a corn maze.
Great.
So we're basically going through
the corn maze. That's awesome. Give me, this is going to be a physique roll because driving land vehicles is a physique roll. I kind of imagined like in the beginning of Interstellar when he's just diving into the corn, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I think we're being fast. Like there's not really a sense of like 8.
Dope.
Oh, wait.
+2.
10.
Complete.
I'm the best driver, I told you.
Complete success. So,
Yes.
I think you guys actually, not Margaret Lee because she's keeping an eye on the road and doing her thing, but you guys in the back, it might be surreal, Jimmy Lee and Norma Ray, that this is happening. But there are, as you pass by, several troops off in the distance, a couple of whom like shout at you guys to slow down and make pull-over motions, ignored. But you then see other ones kicking in doors of neighbors, kicking in doors. At one point, the school alarm goes off, like the public school goes off, and it doesn't ever stop. Before long, you guys are whisked out of the main drag of Pork City, and Margaret Lee dives into the cornfields and gets away from just the largest concentration of people, and pulls you up along the side of Giuseppe's barn and is gone past. You guys come out on the main road just in time to see a Ford pickup, blue, battered, go screaming off into the distance directly at the barricades. And though you cannot see exactly what happens when it finally gets there, the chatter of gunfire tells you everything you need to know. They are shooting people who get close to the barricades.
Oof. We recognize the pickup?
You might. You can tell me.
Gotcha. I just didn't know if it would be like, oh, like that's so-and-so from around town.
It's Johnny so-and-so who is...
Oh, not Johnny so-and-so.
He's been waiting...
The so-and-so clan?
Of the so-and-so clan. He's been waiting for something like this just to pop off ever since Pittsburgh, so...
He made the best lemon squares. He sure did.
So tell me what you're going to do, because there's basically two options. You have skipped a lot of the area that way that Johnny so-and-so just met his untimely end, and then back towards town where everybody is. If you're going to try to like cut the hypotenuse, it's going to be a lot more off-road driving.
I'm just going to pray I'm a good driver. We're going to keep going off-road.
Off-road. Excellent. Give me another roll plus tough.
You do it, baby.
Oh, come on. Come on, sugar daddy. Okay. Plus physique, right?
Yeah.
9.
9. Excellent. You...
Oh no.
Describe the countryside that you're driving across, because you are doing it ably. You are missing any potholes or trenches and stuff. I think you've been around farms and possibly worked on your own enough to know like where to avoid if there might be machinery just hidden under the ridge or anything. And you're bouncing along in this military vehicle just fine. But describe what you're passing for me. Is it cornfields? Is it like streams and...
Yeah, I think
busting
on
through ranch?
The left side is a cattle farm, so it's just really flat plains with a bunch of different steers and cows. And do you like my knowledge, Joe? Am I right so far?
Oryxes.
Okay, Oryx, Dorcas.
There it went. Had it, and there it went.
But I assume that they're like running, which is odd because it's normally just like they're just kind of chill. But now they're like really frantic. And then on the other side is just like rows of tiny like not outhouses, but like
sheds
workmen,
and stuff.
Like, yeah.
It's where people would keep their equipment so they don't have to take it all the way back to the ranch.
Yes.
Yeah. Where there are tractors and probably a bunch of rusting equipment that's just been left.
I think that's where they keep like all of the machinery is over there, so I know don't go over there.
The harvesters. Oh, yeah. So with this expert driving, you are crossing a couple of these fields and paddies on the way towards your father's ranch, and there is a whine in the distance that at first is not, you can't hear it over the puttering of this diesel army truck's engine, but in a split second there is a green blur overhead, and then a much deeper of a blue silver air vehicle chasing after, and then the chattering of gunfire. This is the closest you guys have been to gunfire. These two vehicles sprint over your head. The green comes around for another pass, ducking and diving, and eventually tries to head off towards the mountains towards the east, with the blue hot in pursuit. But for just a split second, the blue takes an extra second to turn around, clocks you guys, and then goes after the green.
Okay. Oh, shit.
Okay. So you guys are passing along. What's it like, Jimmy Lee and Norma Ray? I know you were born a couple seconds ago.
It's bumpy.
It's bumpy?
It's bumpy going off-road, but...
I think Norma lets her braid down and just gives a little...
She does. Yes.
Jimmy Lee just hikes up his overalls.
Flashes the time.
Yes.
Yeah, your kids. Young, wild, and free.
Yeah, no, she believes we're invincible right now. Hair's down, wildflowers are rolling. But, try not to make a scene.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which is why it is so jarring when you roll into the next part of the township with the one with the old clock tower and the Eastland Pork City Church. The sniper bullet that slams into the side of your car is absolutely shocking.
Okay, yeah.
And I think you have to
Everything gets
swerve
very
for a
jarring.
second.
Yeah.
And you guys are thrown around the back of the thing. What are you doing?
Oh my god, y'all okay?
Yeah. And I'd get down to the bed of the truck.
Time up my braid. Shit, it's go time.
I love
What are you doing, Margaret Lee?
I think I'm throwing it now into the deepest gear, and it's just we need to just get there.
Mm-hmm. Another flash from the tower, boom, as another a massive bore bullet slams into the side of the car right near your leg.
I start looking. I put on my rifle to see if I can see anybody.
You saw a flash in the tower, and boom, another one goes right over your head.
Oh god.
Are we close? Can I see my house?
I think you can see it in the distance now. There's a couple main roads and a couple back roads, but what's happening right now is just the sheer flatness of Platte County is making it so that this tower, whoever's in it, has a very good vantage point. And is now taking shots at your vehicle, and it feels like it's getting closer, Norma Ray.
Is the rifle able to even attempt to make a shot?
You can certainly try.
Try it.
All right.
Try it.
Why not?
Hell yeah.
So you're in the back of a moving vehicle, and you're going to try to sight it with your hunting rifle.
Not gonna go well.
Do not
We'll
shoot
see.
Jimmy Lee in the back of the head on accident.
Oh my god.
I'm literally behind her.
Okay, never
Oh my
mind.
god.
Bumpy road.
Plus what?
2 for metal.
It's not very good.
That'll be enough to do something, though.
It's an 8.
Okay.
It wasn't a fail.
What happens is you shoot, and a split second later, an answering shot from this massive bore, huge slug. So the difference between the bullets that you're doing, yours is like a little crack, and this one's like a boom. As this one also misses you, but slams into the glass right next to you, showering you with sharp glass shards, and you get a minor injury. As blood begins to trickle down the side of your face. But you get the impression that it would have hit you had you not come so close to hitting them. It's a good shot, especially from the back of a goddamn moving vehicle.
And she just starts to touch me and go, all right.
Fucking badass Norma Ray. Margaret Lee,
Are y'all okay?
I'm doing great.
Keep driving!
how are you driving? How is this?
To play it fair, I think she's starting to kind of get really freaked out, and so I think the steering's getting we're not straight anymore. I think I'm looking.
Serpentine.
Yeah, I'm looking back, so it's we're just kind of swerving now because I can't focus on.
Give me one more roll for a physique roll, and I'll stop making you do the same thing over and over again.
Oh shit! 7.
Okay, so it was a 7.
Just enough.
Oh my god.
Oh no! That's so scary.
There is that flash of light as a scope dials in, and then a shot is fired, and it slams into the front right near you, digging itself into the through the windshield and into the steering column as it splinters in your hands. And as a result, you lose control just for a second, keep the car moving, but it's beginning. You're having more and more trouble just getting it to respond to any kind of movement, until finally you have to bring it to a stop in the trenches of what is probably a beet field.
Yeah.
Which has sort of low hummocks for you to hide behind, and a large apple tree. And the car is now dead in the water.
No.
Hello, friends. Jonah here to say thank you for listening to the return of Manifest. We have really missed this story and these characters, and ever since we had to step away from it for a bit because of the beast that is scheduling, we have been dying to get back to Gideon's Rest. We actually recorded most of these upcoming episodes a little while back while Cash was still here in town, but we'd been holding on to them until we were sure that we'd be able to release the rest of this arc consistently, so we will be putting out Manifest episodes bi-weekly until we reach the thrilling conclusion of this side quest. In the weeks between, we'll will be bringing you other fun stuff like the side quest that was voted on by our Patreon subscribers. That is going to be called Super Robo Kaiju Splosion, or SRKS for short. It'll be me, Sarah, and a couple good friends of ours who will be new guests on the show, Deante Jenkins and David Torres Fuentes. We're playing a combination of Tiny Supers and Tiny Frontiers, Mecha and Monsters from our friends at Gallant Knight Games. We are very excited to bring you those. That'll be a fairly short arc, and after that's over, we'll see what we put out next. We might be back to releasing main quest episodes by then, depending on how kind our show schedules are to us leading up to that point. If not that, we've got a lot more side quest ideas that we've been itching to do, and we'll probably do another Patreon poll to decide which of those we do next. So, if you want to have a say in the kind of content we're releasing and the stories you want to hear, being a patron of the show is a concrete way that you can influence those decisions. We have multiple patron tiers available, every little bit helps, and patrons of every tier can vote on those side quest polls. If you want to give us that support, you can do so at patreon.com/questcompanypodcast. We also have a link to the Patreon on our website, questcompanypodcast.com. We love doing this show and telling stories together, and it means the world to us that folks like you want to help us shoulder the cost of producing it. It is so wonderful and encouraging, and we thank you for that. Also, if you're a fan of the Quest Company, please do us a favor and go to our page on the Apple Podcasts app or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave us a rating and review. It's a huge help to us as it helps the show's visibility, and we read every review that comes in. Even if you're not caught up on the main quest and you just like listening to things like these side quests, pop in and let us know, hey, I really enjoyed View or Manifest or whatever. Knowing what y'all enjoy and respond to helps shape what we put out. And if you leave us a review somewhere that's not on Apple Podcasts and you think we missed it, hit us up on social media and let us know. We love to give shout outs here on the show for people that do that for us, and we do our best to keep track of that, but there are a lot of podcast apps out there. So if you'd like to contact us, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, etc. at The Quest Company, or you can talk to us directly through the Connect page on our website. I'd like to thank Mr. Joe Leitess for running the game and editing this episode, as well as the other artists whose work is featured in it. Thank you to Joseph Cash for So Long Snace Cowboy, the Manifest theme. Thank you to Daniel Birch for the songs I'll Drive and Danger Drone. Thank you to Jack's Garage for the song Midnight North. Thanks to Lee Rosevere and Daniel Birch for the song Not Even Light Can Escape. Thank you to Marwood Williams for the song The Burden of Leaving. And thank you to tabletopaudio.com for providing the ambient sounds. Additional sound design by Tolerable Druid 6, KiddPark, TomLija, and AudioPapkin. That's all for me, so let's get back to the action. Thank you for listening to Manifest here at the Quest Company.
What do you guys do? You have a split second.
Hop out and get the shotgun off the gun rack and the baseball bat from under the seat, and it's like, all right, we gotta go on foot.
Okay, let's go. Y'all run, and then we run.
You run. The tower is still visible in the distance, along with every once in a while that shing of a light playing across the very top. What's the word? Scope. Yeah, that's right.
Trying to say logo.
What's the word?
Who's leading the charge?
I think Jimmy Lee will take point.
Give me a physique roll, and I think this is you. In addition to scrambling yourself, you're sort of like hoisting people over like hummocks and stuff, and
Ooh, okay, 13.
Oh,
13.
Jimmy
Dang.
Lee, baby.
Yeah. I think you guys make it to safety. There's an angle you can reach where the top of the bell tower cannot see you anymore. And for that moment, then the shots cease. And I think there's even one final parting shot that misses you by an inch, Jimmy Lee. Whizzes by your ear before you throw yourselves off to the side of a shed near the main road, and you are out of sight of the main bell tower.
Did we make any progress?
You guys are pretty close. You've had to take a little bit of a windy way, but now you are just down the road from the ranch.
There?
All right, Margaret, what's the best path from here?
Let's see.
Wait, do we know? We're not walking straight to them, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. And can I look through my... Wait, does my rifle have, like, a
I'd
thing?
say it's a hunting rifle, so
just, like, scope through, make sure there's no signs that they've, like, taken over this place yet.
Sure, this looks like an assessment roll to me.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll plus, I believe... you don't really have an expertise.
You didn't expect Norma to do these things.
No, I'm glad she did.
Just
roll
tell me
plus...
whatever.
Plus 1.
That's an 11. living.
Man, the teenagers are crushing
This is
murder.
fucking
Good teens.
Stranger Things ass.
Yes.
Cool teens.
Yeah, you get a point. What is it called? What is the point for assessing things correctly?
A data point?
A data point. You get a
Okay.
data point about the layout of Margaret Lee's father's farm.
Great.
Noah's farm, did you say? Ranch. The information that I give you is this. There are trucks parked just on the road outside of the farm. That is all you can really see. You don't see people. Blue, silver, gray trucks. 2 of them. But from this distance, you do not see people themselves. Furthermore, I'll give you, now that you guys are out of the frenzy and you've had a minute to breathe, the hum of engines from far back the other direction as well. A vehicle has turned up on the scene far back the other direction, not from your father's ranch. To the
Behind-
rear.
okay.
Maybe not that they're coming, but heard
Just
them.
something behind us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Margaret, was your father planning a party?
No.
I think he might have company then.
Well, what kind of
Makes
company?
sense. It's fine.
No, it was a great line.
Blue and gray. Blue and gray peeps.
More of the folks from the barricade is what
But
she's saying.
we should keep moving because I think we're sitting ducks right now. Do you guys hear that?
Okay, we should go in.
Listen in real close.
Yep.
I tap
We
his
hear
ear.
it.
Yep, there it is. There it is.
Okay, well, we should just go the back right. Let's just go from the behind, right?
Sure.
Loop around. So
Yeah.
we skip the trucks and everything?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
I think it's going to take some crawling
Yeah.
to stay out of sight.
I am very short.
Oh, you are very short. That's canonical. Yeah. Who are you leading the
am
charge?
a
Probably because
hobbit.
you're
Yeah,
like
I think
leading
it's
the
my
way.
house, so
Give
I
me a
don't know.
physique roll to sort of traverse with everybody.
9.
Nice. 9.
Nice.
Ah.
nice. Okay.
Do you see my chest? It's like so red.
I know. There's a part I really started sweating already.
The wine returns. The air vehicle. Can you describe it for me? It's the thing that Reno had. It years and years later on Gideon's Rest. It's like a blue and silver,
blue and silver,
like rocket sort
yes.
of gunship.
It looks like a V, like a diamond kind of.
Ah, yeah. Kind of like a TIE, or not a TIE fighter, the other one.
Like
the little
yes.
one-person sort of fighters.
Yeah.
Jedi one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
That
Yes.
one. The Naboo ones. Or no, that's the sort of Stingray. I digress.
It's like
that.
That's the one Ben Kenobi's got when he's like, I'm gonna go deal with all these clone problems.
That's his favorite.
First it strafes where it saw you last.
Okay.
And then it sits there in the air for a second and immediately turns and blasts the shed to smithereens that you guys were hiding behind.
Okay.
It was operating on information. That is what I want to impart to you. It did not know where you were. Something told it, and it blasted where it thought you were.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
All right, so it looks like that person might have been talking with our sniper friend. All right.
And you successfully make your way towards the back of your father's ranch. Give me a description of the layout, and let's
Okay.
draw it, actually.
Okay, so it's like a 2-story house.
Yeah. Let's do a big outline first. For
Okay.
like the...
And this is like all the farm field.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the like garage where we used to like build stuff.
Okay.
And then this is like the house, so it's kind of next to it, but it's like pretty far, but it's not super far. And then this is patio. It's like a gazebo thingy. And we have a basement, so we're gonna go in the basement and up into the house.
Great.
Excellent.
Cool.
That's the game plan.
Love it.
Amazing. So you guys are here towards the back of the house. That way is the road.
Yeah.
You have successfully gotten here. They do not know exactly where you are, the sniper or the plane, but they are still threats. Before you head on to across like the small picket fence,
Oh fuck.
I'm gonna place these minis threateningly on the other side of your father's ranch. One of them still out by the trucks on the main road. The other 3 sauntering into the front of your father's ranch.
Feel free to tell me where to move them.
Thank you so much. What do you do?
Pause. Out of game. The goal is to get Wilbur and Dad, right? That's
Yeah,
the hopeful
stables
goal.
are like over there.
Yeah, yeah.
Great. Just checking in on
Forgot
that.
that part.
No,
Yeah.
you're good. Yeah, that's why I was like,
I mean, Dad
where
is
would
priority,
Of course, yes.
But
now, okay,
Wilbur's like the pet. So
I'm back in.
It's like the This Is Us thing. So.
Okay, I'm back.
We're back.
It's like the This Is Us
We
thing.
gotta go back to the dog.
That is so cruel.
Okay.
Where's the crock pot?
I was like, is she asking for that?
It's over here.
Thank you.
To the house.
Yeah, you're right. You're
It's
right.
the
That is
crock
the crock pot. John, you didn't get that far.
No.
Oh.
Or it's
That
fine.
is so us. That shit is us
That
for
was
real.
very good.
It's like such a mood.
It's
What a mood. Jeff.
Big doom. What do you do, Margaret Lee? Or
Okay.
I suppose anybody. I don't think there's like an initiative, so to speak. It's more of a narrative flow.
Look, if you want to lead the way, we can sort of give cover. Or you've got a rifle, I got the shotgun. But if anybody gets close, we can.
Where do you think Noah would be?
I don't know, probably in the house, in
Okay.
the basement, or maybe in the garage if he was working on something, but probably in the basement.
All right.
All right, well let's
If he's hiding.
Let's
He's
go
in
in
the
the back way
basement.
through the basement then.
Okay.
Let's make a scan, make a sweep through there and look for him. If he's not in the house, we can check the garage. We can figure out a way to get over there without being seen.
Okay.
Hey, it's gonna be all right.
Don't do this.
I turn around. All right.
Promise.
Okay.
All right. I'm good.
Third wheeling.
I slap both of your butts. Let's go.
What do you do?
They can can we see them?
They are unhurriedly looking around the place, jauntily slinging shotguns and stuff, and playing a pre-recorded message about martial law being declared. Commander Sidney Whitley is asking that everybody remain indoors until their evacuation has arrived. And then one of them says something like, "Anybody home? Knock, knock," and starts to walk up towards the front door.
Oh, shit.
Margaret, no matter what,
Shoot him.
you get to Noah, okay?
Okay.
And I'll push you guys ahead, and I start to head towards the stables.
No.
What do you two do?
Oh,
I mean, I'm just following you because you know the best way around your dad's place.
let's just sneak in the basement.
All right, let's do it.
I'm gonna need a physique roll from one of you,
I got good.
and I don't think you've done anything yet that
physique.
requires a roll.
You know, I'm just
Look at
opening
what
up
you
the
have.
stables to
Yeah.
see.
I have two. What's the other one?
Wilbur's in there.
What else? Is there anything else?
A lot of horse stuff. I don't mean to be
Any-
flippant, but like
No, you're good.
Like,
Like any
Oats.
other horse.
I think there's just. Is there just Wilbur? Is
Yeah, we
Wilbur
don't have
your
horses.
pet project?
And
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, it's been a year. Wilbur's a machine, right?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
No.
Wilbur's
So-
just a horse.
He's just
Is
a
there
horse.
machine stuff in here yet?
I think there's to be honest with you, there's a wrench and scrap metal. Okay. And that's probably it. And my hammer, and that would kind of be it.
So did you roll your?
What was the two? One of us is rolling physique. What's the other one?
No, one of you is just rolling physique for both of you.
Do you want to do it?
I don't know.
It's your story. You do it.
No.
Yeah.
Because sometimes my rolls are really bad. Jonah, if this sucks, I'm going to be so mad. 8. Whew.
Excellent.
Nice.
I'm going to offer you a hard choice.
Oh, God.
Either you or Jimmy Lee is seen. I think you do it in one, and then wait, and then the other.
Yeah, I think it's me because I go first.
Oh, so he's still back here when you get seen. But here's the thing. The word of the success means that one of you succeeds.
Oh, I guess I'll succeed.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yep.
You said forever.
Margaret Lee, you make it to the blissful cool of your cellar, where I can only assume, in addition to scrap metal, wrenches, and all that other cool shit, there's probably jams and peach preserves and stuff like that.
Goat milk.
Goat milk. There's goat milk too.
I've never
know
heard
why.
someone say goat milk so perturbed. It's like,
Jimmy Lee,
County goat milk.
Jimmy Lee,
They get that cream in Port County.
you are spotted, and
No.
these two men immediately run forward. One of them holding out a hand and says, Hey, kid, stay where you are. Is that a... Drop the weapon. Drop the weapon as he sees the shotgun on your...
Immediately start booking it toward the gazebo, trying to draw him away from where Margaret is.
Physical roll.
My hero.
oh no.
Oh, Jimmy Lee. Oh, God.
That is 7 plus 2. 9.
At the first movement with an armed person, the first person in front begins to shoot at you with his assault rifle, chattering.
Is there any window, anything in the stable that I could try to take out any of the farther guys away?
Like a window.
Yeah.
Ooh, just from this angle that we've just plotted out, probably not. You
Okay.
could probably go out here or here, but in the stable, no. But let's resolve this
Yes.
thing real quick.
Okay.
The chattering assault rifle tags you in the back of the leg as you successfully drag them away from Margaret Lee, both to the outside of the house. And you take a major injury.
Okay.
Your leg has been shot right through the calf. but you are still within. You are able to do things. You are
Okay.
able to move, but you have been tagged badly and are bleeding.
Is there a dramatic slow-mo fall?
There was an answering boom from the front of the house, something that sounds almost electronic and concussive from the very front, and you get to see this guy go flying backwards.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
What do you do normally?
I want to step out of the stable and try to get this guy, the farthest one away.
So you're gonna run up here and immediately try to, or where are you gonna go to shoot?
Like in the midst of this distraction, whatever the farthest distance I can get to have a shot at him.
Yeah, so you place yourself where you would like and take a open fire move.
Ooh.
What do I add?
That would be your metal.
9.
9. Okay.
Nice.
You get a good pop off at this guy. I think you hit him directly in the left arm, and he has to drop his two-handed rifle and instead pulls a pistol. And he begins to fire at you, completely ineffective. No, that guy right there. Completely ineffectively at range, but several bullets go whizzing by your head, and you get away scot-free, diving right behind a little hillock right there, and you hear that whine again. As attracted by the gunfire, the gunship comes overhead and begins to scan the area. Margaret Lee, you are in the basement. This is all the information.
Oh my
you have.
god.
Okay. Do I see anything? Do I see my dad? Anybody?
I think you see that all the doors are open. I think you see that the shotgun has been lifted from off the fireplace mantle, and his hammer is not wherever he keeps it, in his basement or his garage and stuff. And you do hear that electronic concussive boom from the front door. And what does your dad sound like? And who's playing him?
So
Good.
it's gonna break my little heart.
Goody.
What does he say as he blasts this guy backwards off of his feet?
Get off my ranch, you motherfucker.
This is what you hear, Margaret Lee. What do you
Oh,
do?
I'm running up the stairs.
And you find yourself in the main foyer with your daddy.
Daddy!
Margaret, what are you doing here?
I can't.
Just call me daddy.
You didn't even fire a shot. It was just.
Oh, never mind.
No, you just go. You
Cock it for fun.
Hold on, Daddy. And I pull my little tiny hammer out of my belt. Bitch is ready.
Let's hold him off, Margaret.
What are you two doing?
I'll post up behind the door, just ready to see what's coming.
Yeah, I'm imagining
There's
it
stuff
like,
in the house I can use.
I think I'm like behind him.
It's your house.
Yeah.
I mean, if you tell me there's a minigun, I'm gonna say bullshit.
There's a mini. There's multiple turrets that all fly.
If you say there's like super spicy like peppers.
There's a bulwark unit.
Hello, how can I help you? So what are you doing, Jimmy Lee?
Bleeding out.
The battlefield has changed.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, these guys pop out and fire bullets past the gazebo as it crunches into the wood, and you're hunkered down, bleeding out of your left leg. And now you hear that whine as the gunship, the bird, begins to hover directly over the center of this.
Oh my god, no!
What sort of range are the guys in that are shooting at me?
You could hit them with your shotgun.
With a shotgun?
They're not super far.
Okay.
Also, shotguns in video games, shotguns are bullshit. Those shits go far.
Yeah.
Like pellets, even.
Well, it also depends if it's a hunting shotgun.
Exactly.
Like a turkey round. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if it's a sawn-off, it's not
Yeah.
gonna go,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But it's bullshit, is all I'm saying. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna.
I like my spy gun.
Get that buckshot.
Yeah, buckshot.
Still
Just keep cocking.
Every 10 seconds.
I love that bit. Like in a pillow fight, cock the pillow. That's such a good physical gag.
It's very good.
Oh, man.
Jimmy Lee is gonna he's gonna engage in back and forth fire with the guys over here.
Great. Give me I believe this is a launch assault, even though it's gunplay.
Cool.
It's like close up.
Sweet.
It's
Sweet ass.
Yeah.
That's gonna be 14, my dude.
Oh my God. You-
Thank God, Jimmy.
Jimmy Lee, motherfucker.
You blow one away.
His love of Margaret.
The less cool looking one.
Yeah.
Keeps
He's totally fueled by his love for Margaret Lee and doing everything he can so she can get out of here with Noah.
You paint him. You paint this man through his armor all over the garage walls. This beautiful Wyoming afternoon. The other one chatters the assault rifle, empties a mag at you and has to reload, but not a single one hits. It's as though you've been touched by an angel.
Oh my God.
And
Yes.
even the gunship is not paying attention to you right now. Score 1 for the Jimmy Lee.
Yes.
Norma Ray, what you doing?
Guys, I feel so bad. I had an idea and it's just not working, so I gotta try a new idea.
It's okay.
Thanks. That helps.
There's a frog in Wyoming.
Cut it out.
A minigun revs up and slows back. It's like. Thought about shooting, but no.
Okay, am I right in thinking there's cars over here?
Yeah.
Trucks on the road, yes. 2 that you
And
saw.
in the garage. I'm right in thinking there's cars in the garage.
At least 1, I would say.
It's a motorcycle.
Yeah.
But there's 2 that are on
It's
the
a
road
motorcycle?
somewhere over here.
Okay. My goal is to get to the garage.
Great, that's going to be pretty significant.
I know. My plan did not work well.
I got you. You're going to have to do it in a couple stages. Especially since there's a gunship.
Sure.
You could get into the house first and join Margaret Lee and
Yeah, I'll do that.
Great. I think that's just going to be a basic physique roll.
Okay.
To just book it across.
Physique, you said? Mm-hmm. What is that again?
-1.
-1.
Uh-oh.
No!
It's a 6.
It was a 7 and then it was a 6.
It's a 6.
Stop it.
Norma Ray, I think you make it halfway across this area when the gunship does what gunships were designed to do and unleashes just a hail of bullets from its undermounted Gatling gun, and it tears into your right arm, it tears into your right leg, and you limp up against not even limp, you just sort of fall up against the house, crawling and pressing yourself into the corner here between the cellar and the house, out of sight for the moment, but you take a critical injury as your entire right side has been crippled.
Oh my god, I don't even know. I can't even know.
Oh, it's about to be platoon up in here,
It's
motherfucker.
really, really bad. I don't think we've had a critical injury yet in the game.
No, we've only gotten to severe.
As it is a failure, you did not get into the house, and this is you are on the outside near the cellar right here. I think it was the most that you could ask for, that you were out of sight for a moment.
I'm still alive.
Sure. Do you let out a noise, or is there some sort of any reaction from you that anybody else would be able to hear or see?
No, I really don't think so.
So you do not know that this is happening to your friend as you and your father post up inside the door.
Do we hear the ship?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you'd hear the
Absolutely.
visual
We don't know.
gunshots.
And the
like,
bullets
yeah.
pattering
I
to the
think we don't
ground.
want to give any
over
attention
here.
to the house. Yeah, so
I think I,
would be.
snuggle up to my dad, like his backside, like up in his armpit.
And this guy gets off of his feet, finally, having been blasted back by this electronic concussion. That guy back there.
Okay.
Together with this guy are advancing, taking covering fire shots, moving forward, trying to get an angle on the house, you and Margaret Lee. What are you doing as they are advancing and taking pot shots, hiding behind an overturned wheelbarrow, hiding behind a fence post?
Can I take a shotgun shot at the dude that's closest?
Absolutely. The injured guy?
Yeah.
That's going to be a physique roll.
What do I add to it?
How buff is your dad?
Bitch is buff.
+2, and
It's
then
already a 10.
Yes, yes.
Dad.
you finish what you started, and you...
Motherfucker!
Have you seen Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs?
I love that movie.
It's the dad. Like, he's really big, and
Oh, I
he's
love
got,
that
like,
guy.
the handlebar stash.
Yeah.
Power.
Oh, the
But
white, the
he's-
white dad. The white
Yeah, the white dad. But he's a really
The
tender
less
son.
cool dad.
Yeah.
He
I
is...
build
But
shit.
he's
True.
tender.
He
Yeah.
is air. And the other guy has to hunker down behind a wheelbarrow. Jimmy,
Cover fire that, motherfucker!
are you gonna do anything, Margaret Lee,
Oh,
with this last exchange? I know I didn't give you like a pistol or anything, but I figured like you
no,
wouldn't
she
just.
has her tiny hammer.
Is there another gun anywhere in the...
I'm sure you have a
in
pistol
the,
or
in
something.
the room?
I don't know how to use it, though.
Point and click!
Okay.
So with that in mind, we're gonna go to Jimmy Lee real quick.
Great.
Jimmy Lee, what you do?
Does that dude getting blown away give any distraction from the other guy who's still over here with me?
I think it's stopped being a sport, and he's now just in battle, like screaming frenzy. And I think he actually, with regards to these last things, hops down just into a little culvert here and is continuing to take pot shots at you. And in addition to that, I think you do see from this angle, Norma
Yeah.
Ray,
Yes, you would.
just absolutely something out of a horror movie.
Oh, shit.
It doesn't look like that in Jake Chambers 4.
Damn.
And all the flowers.
If she's
have fallen
able,
out
I don't
of
know
her
how this game
braids.
works in sense of downtime. She's ripping the skirts and trying to like get bleeding. Like,
Sure.
And that all your flowers have fallen out.
Oh, stop. That's so freaking sad. It's like Anna Green Gables got, like, freaking dumped off a trailer truck.
With a Gatling gun.
Yeah.
I think that seeing Norma Ray over there, as soon as he can, like if he's got an opening to try to take another shot at that guy, he's gonna just take a shot, see what happens, and try to get over there to help her into the basement.
No, it's fine.
He's gonna do it.
You live your life.
Jimmy Lee's gonna do it.
I'm going to say it's one or the other. You can either try to engage this guy or try to go help Norma Ray.
I'm gonna engage him because if I kill him, then I can go help Norma Ray.
Great. Give me a physique roll.
Oh, there it went. There it went. That's a 6.
Jimmy Lee, you pull him up and you have him exactly in your sights when the gunship does what the gunship was intended to do and tears directly through your shoulder and into your collarbone. I think for all intents and purposes, you are dead. You're still alive, but there is no coming back from this. Your right side is mangled. You are down. You are. It's the Call of Duty moment where you're just on the ground crawling and you can't get back up.
Damn. I just yell across the way to Norma Ray. I just yell over. Tell Margaret I love her.
Oh my God! This is why your mama would let you go to World War I.
I feel really bad for bringing this on you guys.
Damn.
So good. You hear that, Margaret Lee?
Oh no! Oh, I'm going out the door.
I love you.
Oh, I'm gonna attempt to leave the house.
What are you trying to do? Because you bump outside into the sunlight, and I think it surprises everybody that you just sort of jump out the front door. That this guy doesn't even have time. He's just sort of like looking
As
at
soon
you.
as she goes and taking a shot at this dude.
Great physical.
Just you can do what you want to do first, but as soon as the baby girl goes, I'm taking a shot. I have
Take
no
a
idea.
shot.
Okay.
I think it's like one of those things where you go into the light and then you're like, oh shit, there's people.
Did you say add 2 to it?
Yes.
11.
You paint that guy across.
Thank you.
As soon as he gets his bearings back and is bringing the rifle up to bear on Margaret Lee, you paint him across the yard. And Margaret Lee, you are blinded by the sounds and the noise and the bright lights for a second, and you are out in the courtyard surrounded by blood and guts. And I think you see Jimmy Lee's shoe.
No.
Here.
His Converse.
Off of his foot.
It's Converse.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, off
if it's
the
a
foot.
Converse that's off the foot.
Those things are
High tops.
strapped right on there.
I know.
There's a foot in there.
I'm gonna run in that direction.
Oh my God.
Okay.
This guy, the gunship, Norma Ray, and Jimmy Lee. And I assume you, if you come out and peek around the corner.
Oh no, he's following baby girl.
Everybody sees the epicenter, which is Margaret Lee, sitting in the middle of the courtyard. And this screaming soldier pulls his rifle out. What are you doing, Norma Ray?
Running to get in front.
Are you invoking your special ability?
Yeah.
What is this?
At any times, I will sacrifice myself to clear a safe path for my ally. And I run and I scream.
And
Yeah.
he shoots you
Oh my God, no!
Yeah.
several times.
Oh my god.
And you keep going.
Yes!
Damn, Norma Ray.
Multiple bullets to the chest, and you hurl yourself at this man, bullet wounds notwithstanding, as his gun runs empty, and you knock him over, bowling him over,
Yes!
and you both
Thank you,
disappear
Joe.
from view for a second.
Okay, sure.
Margaret Lee, there is a gunship. What do you do?
Oh God! I'm like, Daddy! And I'm grabbing him and we're running the gazebo.
Great, give me a physical roll.
Oh God.
Ooh, nice gun.
9. 2 things happen.
Okay.
I think the gunship hits your father. I think you take a major injury. It's bad, but it is nowhere near as bad as what's happened to
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I think it's bad. I think you lose one of your, like, the use of one of your limbs, so you're gonna have to do a shotgun one-handed now if you
Cool, I'm
keep
reloading
going.
with one arm. Terminator style.
And
Oh man.
you guys make it to the gazebo, and another thing happens. The other wine fills the air, and the green aircraft that I mentioned earlier spins into view and unloads on the blue-silver aircraft that has been hitting over. And all of a sudden, they clear off and are back in their dogfight, their aerial dogfight,
my
chasing off the
God.
gunship.
Wow.
Jimmy Lee. You got the right idea.
I don't want to do it.
Do it.
Come on.
Good.
This is like fucking Tantium all over again.
Do it. It's so
Do it. Come on.
Go to Julie.
Margaret,
Oh,
what are you doing? You gotta get out of here. You gotta go.
Jimmy, I'm sorry.
I know you are, but you gotta go. Don't let me do this for, for nothing.
Don't make him cough.
Yes. A little bit of blood.
Margaret, you and your daddy gotta get out.
Jimmy, you were the bravest Davy Crockett of all.
With just the limp, just barely any muscle control that I have left in my arm as I'm bleeding out. I just hold her face and I bring her in and I kiss her.
I kiss him back.
Yes.
And I just look her dead in the eyes and I say, you gotta get out.
Okay, Jimmy Lee.
Don't-
Okay.
Don't forget about me.
Okay.
And Jimmy Lee is gone.
No.
I'm gonna walk over and do that cool thing you see in movies where they like close the eyes and like, thanks, son. Thanks for getting her this far.
Oh my God.
I think this is that moment where all is lost. That feeling that how can we go on? What could possibly happen? This air fight is happening in the background. This unidentified green ship is going hell for leather with the Blue Stars mercenary ship. And in fact, not that you maybe notice cradling Jimmy Lee, this fight has resulted in 2 explosions as 2 engines, one on the green and one on the blue, begin to give out, and they have to take larger and larger things. It's winding down, and neither of them seems to be willing or able to go in for the killing blow. What do you 2 do?
Oh, I'm gonna set Jimmy down.
I'm gonna double check this section.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Just
go.
to double check, make sure what the fuck's going on there. Dude popping up with his assault rifle yet?
You know me so well.
No, it was just literal. Like I was like,
I know,
he
I
got
was
tackled.
gonna go to Norma Ray.
I'm pulling over here to just double check.
I think
all it is.
this looks like an assessment to me, weirdly.
Love it. It's a 6 and a 5.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. First of
Old
all,
man strong.
that's an asset, or not an asset, that's a
point.
data point for you.
Oh,
Dad point.
Data point. Daddy point.
Daddy point.
Daddy point. Yes.
You see Norma Ray, or rather you see her dress caught on a bit of the fence and see what must be her still at the bottom. You see an assault rifle abandoned, and you see off in the distance a fleeing figure.
Any potential range that I can get with the shotgun?
You can try.
Okay.
It's
Dad?
gonna be an open fire because it's long range.
Dad.
It's gonna be a -1.
Dad. Oh God.
I'm just taking a shot. 6 and 3.
8.
-1. It's just next
You hit
to
him, and the figure falls. You turn around and see a red dot on Margaret Lee's chest.
Oh God.
Dad, run, jump, push.
Physical.
That's a 4 and a 2, which brings it to a 6, and I'm using my dad point. Make it 7.
What a clutch dad point.
Clutch dad point necessary.
Oh my God.
That light from the far off tower, perhaps the farthest
my
shot ever taken
God.
in Platte County, as a large bore bullet slams into your chest as you push Margaret Lee out of the way,
You know I did it on purpose.
and you fall to the ground.
50 cal.
Margaret! I'm assuming both lungs are collapsed at this
Yeah.
point. You're the best thing I ever made, Margaret.
Oh, Jesus.
Stay alive. I love you. Take Wilbur and run.
And I think we don't need to see exactly what happens beat by beat. We can lay out the framework. I think you take Wilbur. I think you run, leaving this behind you. You travel. You avoid the
Yeah.
main roads. Something interesting. Just in the last light of the sun, you see farther up, just over the rise, smoke rising up from a small impact crater. Twisted green metal, green and silver aircraft metal. and you see a slight man, a slight figure, dragging things out and trying to get everything straight. Dark features. He looks vaguely Middle Eastern. He looks at you, and he raises a hand, and he says,
You don't happen to be a rocket scientist, do you?
I'm really good at fixing things.
I'm Alcor.
It's the burden of leaving. That's a feeling I know. But see, it's believing. And it's time we must go. For the sun it is falling, and the day's almost gone, and the burden of leaving keeps rolling along. It's a burden of leaving, just a moment in time, but I can't shake that feeling.
Kinda, yeah, something like that.
I will remember it.
Sing it.
What is sing?
Just kind of speak it. Margaret
Lee, Queen of New Frontier.
Margaret Lee, the girl who doesn't know fear. Margaret Lee, Queen of the New Frontier.